Welcome, welcome, everybody. Everybody, join in. Is anybody in there? Anyone around? Hi, Charlie. Nice to see you. Okay, so I'm here. We have to wait. Hi there, Beth. How are you? Good to see you. Let's wait to see if anybody else is coming in. Hey, Fundy. Oh, you ruffled Vivian Velour's feathers, have you? Let's see, Charlie. What do I know who you are, Charlie, or um are you in disguise? Are you someone I know? Hey, Flip Flopper. Hey, Stat. Let's see who else is going to join in. Send my text out. We probably won't have the same people we usually have because um, I don't know if anybody else is into the Sister Wives. Welcome, Susan. I just sent you a text. Crunch, crunch. I'm having a frozen Coke. 5 a.m. Where do you live? Like 5 a.m. You don't know anything about the Sister Wives? It's a reality TV show on TLC. Yeah, we do need to get Cody over the coals. Hey there, Daniel. Well, good. You might learn something. You'll learn something about uh, reality TV. Or is it reality? A lot of it is scripted, and a lot of it they add on. They leave for drama, and so I'm like other people. I think that it's not all. Stealth reporter is awake. Oh my goodness. Well, welcome, Stealth. I'm glad you made it. We're going to be talking about the Sister Wives because Cody and Robin had just pissed me off, and Mary too, because Mary is just like, "Hey, Mike, do you need a wrench?" and the APB and search party. That's right, Fundy. She goes to bed super early. You know nothing about the sister wives. Okay. Well, there's this TV show. It's a reality TV show called Sister Wives. And it's about a man named Cody Brown that has 4 wives. And he's going to be -1 because one wife has decided to leave. And this last show is just like, oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. This man, we came on here, 17 years ago, whatever years ago, and to show people that, we can live like this and, what it means to us and blah, blah, blah. He's the one that ruined it. If he would have been a true man of his fundamentalist Mormon religion, he would have treated all his wives equally. But he started off with 3 wives. Janelle, well, his first wife was Mary, then Janelle, and then Christine. Mary only had 1 daughter, while Christine and Janelle had, 5 or 6 each? Something like that. And then those kids were already growing up and, kind of, tween age, except for Christine, which was the last wife, the 3rd wife, and she was pregnant with Truly, her last daughter. And that's when Cody decided to take on a 4th wife. Well, they've been married for a while and they have all these children, and the wives are, already older, overweight, they have children, they don't look all glamorous. And he goes off and he meets this younger woman that has 2 very young children, and brings her into the family. And from the minute they're together, he's just like all Google eyes over Robin. So she joins the family, and it's never good from the start because Cody obviously has a favorite wife, and her name is Robin. He started mistreating the other wives, neglecting them, not paying attention to them, not paying attention to their children, which is they're also his children, and started spending most of his time with Robin. So the only one that did anything to destroy this family, how it's being destroyed now, is himself. Because he gets angry with his wives if they don't do what he wants them to do. They're not, conforming to how he wants them to be. Oh, they should just accept that he's over at Robin's house all the time. And the one thing that really pissed me off, because I'm on that subject, and that's he said that that he's done nothing wrong, that it's all the wives that are jealous of each other and blah blah blah. So his second wife, Janelle, decided she wanted to live in this RV, and so now she's living in this RV, and she's having a lot of little issues with it. And he was complaining. And he said, I got hot water at Robin's house. Why should I suffer because Janelle chooses to live in an RV? Well, then there lies the problem, Cody, like you say to your wife. Well, then there lies the problem. You should just, say, stay with your wife, suffer through it. That's what marriage is about. Don't say, oh, well, it's better at this other wife's house, so why should I even stay with you? And that pissed me off. And this season is all about Christine leaving the family. And first we got to talk about the fundamentalist Mormons, which they're a part of that organization, religion, they call it, but I don't. I call it a cult. And they believe that you need to have as many wives, to have as many children, because there's spiritual children that God has up in heaven. And every time one of your wives gives birth, you're giving birth to one of those spirit children. So the more spirit children you can have, the powerful you will be in heaven when, everybody eventually passes away and they go and they join their celestial kingdom. And if he wants to have the celestial kingdom and really advance to the highest level of this uh, religion, the celestial heaven, he has to have as many children as he can, and he has to have as many wives as he can. He can have a small celestial heaven, but the bigger the better. He may have decided he doesn't want to have a bigger, better one. He just wants to have the regular, smaller one with only 4 wives and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20 children. And so it brings to mind why, and now Mary also is so angry that Christina is leaving the family, and Robin is angry that Christine is leaving the family. And I have decided on my own that I know the reason. And the reason is that Christine has 6 children. If she leaves the family, she becomes unsealed to their family celestial heaven. And those children may go with her, which will reduce Cody's status minus 6, 7 with Christine, which leaves him with just a few of these spiritual children that they had. And that's the only thing that really that makes sense to me on why they're so angry. They've seen that Christine has been unhappy. They know that Cody has not been a good husband to her, but they're so angry that she's leaving. And that's the only thing that makes sense to me. If they're not concerned about Christine and her happiness and what's good for her, is they're all looking at themselves, because they're all tied into this celestial group. And take away a big chunk of it, it leaves them down to a very small group. And now he has another wife that seems to be close to leaving too. But it all depends on how strong her faith is that she has to stay there, um, in order for her to have her place in the celestial heaven. So if Janelle stays, she's staying because of the religion and not really of what she's getting from Cody and the other sister wives, because they've never gotten along since the beginning when Robin came into the family. As soon as she came into the family, she started making changes. She started making decisions for everyone, not just her and her family. And she started manipulating time with Cody when he should be at another wife's house with her children spending quality time. He was mostly over at Robin's, being all flirty and googly eyed, which then comes to when Christine had Truly, and Truly was just a babe. She was maybe 2 years old, I think. Truly got this infection. I know Susan probably knows what it was. And she had to be rushed to the hospital. She almost died. It was very critical. And they couldn't find Cody. And where was Cody? Over at Robin's house, laying in her bed, giving her googly eyes. And I think since then, that's what started making Christine realize he doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about my children, which is true because he didn't spend any time with his other children once Robin got into the family, and she brought her she had 3 kids. She had 3 children, her little children, and then she got pregnant right away and had a son, and then got pregnant again right away and had a daughter. And to prove Christine's point on Cody spending time with the children, with her children, um, she had gone moving one of her daughters across the country, to North Carolina, and she returned and she said she'd been back for 3 days and that Cody had made no attempts to come and see Truly. And they were gone for 2.5 weeks on their trip, and he hadn't seen her for 2.5 weeks, and they'd been there for 3 days without Cody even calling his daughter to see if she had fun on her trip. Did she see anything exciting? How was it? She enjoy herself? How was her little baby cousins? Things like that a parent asks when one of their children has gone to a vacation. And he's done none of that. And then he says, "Oh, well, I haven't gone over there because I don't want to see Christine." No, you see, then there lies the problem, Cody. You don't say, "I don't want to go see my kids because I don't want to see the ex-spouse or the spouse that you're in bad with." No. You can go to the driveway, say, "I'm picking up Truly. Can you please have, her go with her, purse or bag, and, I want to take her to the park, or I want to take her out to lunch, to a movie." You don't have to see your spouse, you're divorcing. There's ways of getting around that. Hell, when my parents divorced, we used to have to walk 3 blocks to the elementary school at the end of the street to meet my dad when we were going with him on weekends. And there we were with our bags, with our clothes and our pillow and our blanket, walking 3 blocks to the elementary school to meet my dad because he didn't want to see my mother, or my mother didn't want to see him. You work around it. And then he says he has no room for Truly at Robin's house. He has no room for one of his kids. If she comes to spend the night for a couple of nights, she can crash on an inflatable mattress on the floor in one of your kids' bedrooms with her siblings, half siblings. It's like he makes no sense at all. None whatsoever. Yes, truly developed kidney failure. And it was very critical, and Cody was nowhere to be found because he was laying in Robin's bed giving her googly eyes. Well, yeah, and then they said then Robin um, says that she has to get permission from the church before they have to get permission from the church before they can get divorced. And then they have to go through all of these classes and all of these meetings and do all of this homework. And then the church decides whether they'll grant the divorce or not. And then Christine says that all of them have been out of that religion or that faith for a while. So she doesn't need all that. And if she's no longer believing in the faith, then she doesn't need permission from anybody. She can just go. Yes, and Robin lives in $1 million home with a nanny. Kick the nanny out of her room or whatever, uh, living arrangements you have for her and her husband. They employ the nanny and her husband to do things for them. And Robin has 5 children, and 3 of them are teenagers, old enough to take care of themselves, old enough to take on chores. He's not had a real woman rough him up a little bit. Well, I think Christine just did. Christine ruffled him up. And he didn't want to work on his marriage. He told Christine, well, I never loved you. He told Christine, I've never loved you. I was never attracted to you. And I'm not in love with you. And yet it's a surprise to him that she would want a divorce, that she would want to leave. Oh my gosh. What woman doesn't want to stay with a man that doesn't love her? Yeah, he's a douchebag. And Robin let it slip because, it's a rule that the husband not discuss problems with his other marriages or anything that's going on because you don't want to put one wife against the other. And she kind of gave herself away when Christine said that she's been having problems with Cody since they lived in Las Vegas. And Robin says, "No, you weren't." And I mean, it shocked me that she said, "No, you weren't." It's like, how the hell do you know? You're not supposed to know. You're not supposed to know any problems with the other spouses or anything that goes on. Any intimate relationship with the other spouses, you're not supposed to know. But obviously, she knows very well what's going on with their marriage, with his marriages with his other wives. It's like that right there tells you everything. It's her that she does know, and she knows what's going on. And she could have done something to help it if she knew what was going on. She could have helped. Even here, even since moving to Flagstaff, she's known they've had problems. And if she's known they had problems, why didn't she help her sister wife? Say, hey, if you need to talk and work these things out, let's, I can help you. You don't have to go into detail about what is going on. But if there's anything I can do as a sister wife to help you, I'm here for you. But does she do that? No, of course not. And then Janelle was brought into the conversation about her marriage, and it's like Janelle's like, don't bring me into this. Don't be making my marriage compete against Christine. It's just not fair that um that they were using her good marriage to Cody as ammunition against Christine, which I think that was an very accurate description. Is they're trying to say it's all Christine's fault. Why didn't they talk? Why there was no? Oh, Robin said there was no communication. She says, "You guys don't talk. You guys don't communicate." How does she know that they don't communicate? Because obviously Cody has said something. But when she did want to communicate with him, and she asked him, are we ever going to be intimate again? Because obviously there had been no bedroom action in a while. And he said no. He told her no. There was not going to be any physical intimacy between them ever again. How would you feel if your husband told you that and you'd say, okay, well, I'm just going to lay here on my side of the bed, hating you and wishing you die in your sleep? Because that's how I'd feel. Good night, Lucille. I'm glad you made it. I know it's not a topic for everyone. Nobody know, a lot of you don't know who the sister wives are, and that's why I put it on the thing on the live announcement. I want to make sure everybody knows it's about the sister wives. And be prepared. It's not about the other crazy wife in Las Vegas. So anyway, that's what I have to say about that. I know I said a lot. I hope I made sense. But for people that know the story, know what's been going on. It's just so crazy. The feminist lobbyists, can't say the word. Um, they they probably can't um, say much because it's freedom of their of choice of religion. I'd see that feminists would get involved in sexual harassment or any other illegal um, crimes against women. But these are willing women. This is what they chose, and Christine chose that she doesn't want to be part of that anymore. Flip flopper, you thought it was well. There's a lot of sister wife uh, channels out there, so it can be YouTube drama. It's a lot like YouTube drama. Did anybody buy Powerball tickets for tonight? Oh, I know, right? Oh, oh, yes. Shingles was just sad and it wasn't about her. Oh my gosh. Yes, it's our culture. Yeah, yes. Well, stealth, I'm learning more about um, that um polygamy or uh, polyamorous people are becoming more common. And it doesn't have to do anything with the religion. And um, it just has to do with their personal choice and lifestyle. I have a really good friend that her son has two partners and they all live in the same house and they sleep in the same bed. So I mean, and that has nothing to do with religion, nothing at all. It's just a choice of lifestyle. And if that makes you happy, go for it. It wouldn't work for me because I'd be too jealous. Well, Daniel, that's because the religion forces them, you know, the nuns to wear, and even, but the Catholic Church has even um, turned away from uh, making nuns wear a habit. And women with the Muslim veil. You know, I haven't heard anything about that, about feminists being against that, but I can see if they were that it's something to do not with the religion that mandates that, but also that it oppresses women. So I don't know. I haven't really um, studied much on that. And I'm a little bit of a feminist, but not 100%. Even though I have a Facebook friend that always calls me a feminist. You're a feminist man hater. No, it's like, no, I'm not a feminist man hater. I just hate certain men. Hey there, Jane Sandra. How are you? I'm so glad to see you. We should, I should make a plan to meet you. Um, I'm really not that far away. We can have a barbecue, una barbacoa with some tortillas, arroz y frijoles. What do you want to drink, Stealthy? I'll send the tar bender over there. Oh, I mean bartender. Or a cranberry and vodka. You know whose favorite drink. And a red Solo cup, exactly. I have water. I have lots of water. But I'm drinking well, it's almost melted all the way now. I was drinking a frozen Coke. Oops, sorry. What did Fundy say? Yeah, and a red Solo cup, exactly. There you go, Bethy. I know. Fundy's funny. Not all the sister wives. There's some that do, and I my friend's son. Um, he has two partners, and they sleep in the same bed. And as a matter of fact, there is a reality TV show called Seeking Sister Wives. Um, Polygamy families that are looking to add another wife. And there was one group, a man and two women. He was married to these two women. They slept in the same bed and they were adding another one. So they had to order a specially made bed for all of them to fit in. So yeah, I can't do the sleeping on one bed. Are you kidding? I need a bed just to myself. Well, actually, my cats need a bed all to themselves, because by the time I wake up, I'm at the edge of the bed. And these two cats are over there all sprawled in different directions on the other side. And they've pushed me all the way down. So it's really me sharing their bed. Cody wants brother husbands. Well, as long as they're not the husband's brothers. Yeah, I've heard that there's women that have several husbands. And as a matter of fact, I do have a Facebook friend that was in a polygamous relationship, and I think she had two sister wives, but they didn't all get along, and she finally moved out. Though she was still part of the family, but she just went and got her own place because she just couldn't take it anymore. But yeah, and that husband, she'd always complain, he had a favorite wife. He's over there with whatever her name was and doing this and doing that. And she'd always write all her problems out. Now, first I was like, huh? What are you talking about? Those are roommates? Those are my sister wives. I was like, oh. And I know they were not fundamentalist Mormon. So, yeah, I think a lot, the Wiccan also have a lot of that polyamorous polygamy relationships. I wouldn't mind being a part of one if I got everything and nobody else got nothing. I want it all for me. You all cook for me. You all clean for me. You all go out and work and bring me the money. Then I'm all for it. Only one man has to take all the women down, and he's not complaining. Oh, yeah. The sect that believes in UFOs. Oh, right. Yes, I've heard of that. Rael. It's been a while ago since I've read something about that. And clean the house and do the yard work, do my nails. Yeah, braid my hair, wash my hair. Maybe my margaritas every night. Oh, really? They shut them down in Canada? I haven't heard anything in a while. This has been a while since I read about that Rael. Let's see. Am I missing anything else over here? Yeah, no, not all of them sleep in the same. No, these definitely, the sister wives in this TV show definitely do not sleep in the same bed. They don't even want to sleep in the same house. Who's having beans and wieners? I haven't had beans and wieners in a while. In the province of Quebec, they don't allow the Riles there anymore. What did they call themselves? Can't remember what they called themselves. Well, guys, I said everything I wanted to say about the sister wives. I wanted to talk about it because last night I was so pissed off. You can ask Susan. I was texting her. I was like, "Oh, he makes me sick." The Relayans, yes, that's what they were. Yes, I know. Um, I don't think Robin ever worked. I know Janelle worked for a while. I know Christine worked. Mary worked. But I don't think Robin worked at all. I know. Robin is just Sobbin' Robin is what they call him on some channels. I've seen people calling her Sobbin' Robin, which is true because she's always crying for herself. She's not crying for anybody else. Instead of being happy for Christine, well, she's been sad. I'm happy that she's making a decision about her life, and I hope that she um, has a better life and is happy forever. No, she goes and trashes her, calls her liar, and all the stuff. Yeah, Robin only works in the bedroom. She can try to squeeze those eyes and try to squeeze something out, but yeah, she has no feelings for anyone but herself. She's manipulated the whole thing. When they had the strict COVID rules, and he wasn't allowed to go to any of the other wives' houses during the pandemic. He had to stay at Robin's house because she had the younger children, and they really needed their father to be around. Well, he never was around when Truly was baby. I don't remember him telling Robin, "Oh, I know you just joined the family, but Christine just had, the newest member to my family, Truly, and I need to go spend as much time with them as possible." He never said that. And during the pandemic, he wasn't allowed to go to any of the wives' homes, other wives, and have relationships with them and his other children. And when she was blamed for the rules, she got pissed off and said, "I'm not the one that made the rules. Cody doesn't have a head wife," um, which was BS because then later, when Cody went to Janelle's mother's funeral, he had to quarantine for a certain amount of time before he was allowed to go back into Robin's house. And he said, "Oh, if I'd have gotten COVID when I was gone, Robin would have never forgiven me." Why wouldn't Robin forgive you if you're the one that made the rules, not her? If they were her rules, yeah, I would never forgive you if I'm the one that said you're not going anywhere. Oh, the tax evasion. Yeah. Oh, I see. I think they were big in Florida, those rail-ins. I don't know if they had anything to do with the Scientologists. Similar, maybe? Because I know Scientologists are also into the UFO thing. Hey, Moonchild, I'm glad you made it for the last bit of the live. So anyway, so yeah, Robin is the head wife, and Robin made the COVID rules, and so she just needs to man up and tell the truth. Quit calling everybody else liars when she's the only liar there. And maybe next week I'll have another sister wife chat. It wasn't a sister wife chat, it was a sister wife rant, because those two, and then Mary now, you know, joining them in the backstabbing of Christine, just makes no sense. She hasn't had a relationship with Cody, an intimate marital relationship with Cody in years. And she says, "Well, I stay to see if I can work out my marriage with Cody." And then the next scene is Cody saying, "I'm never going to have a relationship with Mary. I don't think I'll ever. If she wants to move, she's free to go anywhere she wants to go. Just get away from me as far as possible, Mary." It's just crazy with that man. He's next week is going to be, I'm going to be even hotter next week, because I've seen some of the scenes for the next show. He's got some pretty bad acting skills too, making himself out to be the victim. Asshole. Oh, their main house is in Switzerland now? I guess they've been kicked out of everywhere else. Maybe they're in a mountain and nobody can see or hear them. So anyway, guys, it's Monday. The Powerball is getting ready to ring that bell here in about 30 minutes or so. And please pray that I win the Powerball, or at least $1 million of it. I told the guy at the store, I said, "Wish me luck, hope I win." I said, "Because then you win." He says, "No, the owner wins." And I said, "Well, I'll give you some of it." And he's like, "Oh, okay." Which I will. If I win, I'll go give him some money. He put his good luck touch on my tickets. So everyone have a great week. And we'll be back on Thursday for another topic that's popular in these parts. And we'll see how we'll talk about how Laura's new internet is working, if it works. So we'll see you all on Thursday. Good night, everyone. Love you. Take care. Have a great week.